was very special to create. I wanted to do something that was classic, young, unique, because it's the first fragrance that we do a collaboration with Navitus, something that will last forever. I don't like trends, and I do pieces that wanted to pass the time. This perfume also represents that.
This project was very special for Navitus. It was our first collaboration. An amazing, talented designer like Victor D'Souza. We spent a lot of time creating and recreating and trying to really capture what his design philosophy is about. With the perfumer Bertrand Duchaufour, we really tried to bring out something that was classic, elegant, sophisticated, very importantly, timeless. Really, I think I've created something very special for all of Victor's clients and our clients to experience it.
Delicious. Sexy.
Gorgeous.
Fresh. Sophisticated. Chic. So good.
Very
gorgeous
soft and elegant.
So good. Refreshing. It's really good. Spicy.
Love it.
Romantic.
Kind of woody.
Expensive. Beautiful.
I really like the kind of floral scent it has to it. I can smell the cardamom in there.
It makes me feel expensive.
So this is perhaps one of the more exciting releases of 2023, and this has been in the works for a very long time. It's by Navitus Parfums, and it's in collaboration with a couture designer called Victor D'Souza. The fragrance is called Splendeur Absolu. If you are a fan of spicy vanilla fragrances with a touch of booze and chocolate, make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on Splendeur Absolu, the brand new fragrance by Navitus Parfums, a collaboration with couture designer Victor D'Souza, I want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of this type of content, reviews, top 10s, giveaways, brand new fragrance, spotlights, all that good stuff, hit the subscribe button, the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. It would really, really mean a lot to me. So, Victor D'Souza, I had the opportunity to attend his runway show and witness his beautiful designs. And as a matter of fact, this fragrance premiered or was unveiled during New York Fashion Week. I'm so fortunate to have had the opportunity to be in attendance, and I met Victor D'Souza on a couple different occasions, and he's just an amazing individual, super down to earth, very passionate about what he does, and you can tell he's a very, very hard worker, and he is the sole creative director behind this fragrance. The perfumer is Bertrand Duchaufour. He's done fragrances like Incense Avignon by Comme des Garçons. He's done a bunch of other Navitus Parfums fragrances, Virtus being one of them, which is one that I personally worked on. And of course, he's also worked on Jubilation 25 by Amouage, Fusion Sacré Louis, the one in the darker bottle, the one that's marketed for men. Here we have Splendeur Absolu, and of course, it has the gorgeous presentation, and it does come with this little card insert that gives you the information on the perfume, all of the notes in the breakdown, the perfumer, and also a few adjectives that describe this fragrance. So this is described as sexy, magnetic, and captivating. And in the top, you have Italian bergamot, grapefruit, and rum absolute. In the heart, you have Guatemalan cardamom, chocolate, and driftwood. And then in the dry down, you have Madagascan vanilla, Brazilian tonka bean, New Caledonian sandalwood, and white musk. Now, this fragrance, of course, is available at Oswald. It is available on the official website. I'm going to leave all of the relevant information down below. This is not a sponsored video, and of course, I'm not making any money through you purchasing it from Oswald. I just want to make it more convenient for my subscribers. Should you wish to get a sample of it, which is a service that is being offered at Oswald, this way you don't have to commit to a full-size bottle, but at the very least, you can discover it for yourself and you can see what it's all about. Splendeur Absolu. I'm excited to talk to you about the smell. Let's start things off with a look at the presentation first. Now, the first thing that you're going to notice is this vanilla. It is such a beautiful vanilla slash chocolate presence. So you have the Madagascan vanilla. It's so sultry, it's creamy, it's dulcet, it's beautifully done. And then you have just a touch of chocolate. So it's like 70% vanilla, 30% chocolate. But in the opening, I got this sort of a lemony thing happening in there. Now, there's no lemon. I consulted with the note breakdown, but there is grapefruit and there's Italian bergamot. So there is a bit of a zesty appeal, but my nose picked up on lemon initially. So I'm guessing it's just that nice little balance of grapefruit and some of the other citrus fruits, including the bergamot, so on and so forth. It does possess a spicy element. And I say that because number one, there's Guatemalan cardamom, but also there's RUM Absolute. Now, what I get from the rum is just spice. I'm going to be honest with you, right? This fragrance came across just a tad bit boozy, but I think that's also because of the perfumer's alcohol and, you know, that dissipates rather quickly. So that combination of spice, the cardamom, the RUM Absolute, gives this an almost suede leather vibe. Now, leather is not listed in the note breakdown, but personally, that's what I'm getting. So you're getting the zesty introduction with this overdose of vanilla, which is just so heavenly, a sprinkling of chocolate, but you also have this leather accord kind of working its way through the blend. Now, you do have the New Caledonian sandalwood. Sandalwood is creamy, it's a little sweet, it has a woodsy personality, but it does blend with the vanilla very, very well. So here's the thing, this one is chic, it's fashionable, it's elegant, it's totally on par with Victor de Souza's style. And like I said, I had the pleasure of attending his runway show, and it was such a beautiful, eye-opening experience, and his designs were really captivating. And I just remembered the entire room smelling like Splendeur Absolute, and it will always bring me back to that day. And this is just a wonderful fragrance. If you're a fan of spicy, almost leathery vanilla fragrances with a touch of booze, touch of chocolate, and of course there's also driftwood in here. Doesn't smell salty, doesn't smell oceanic or aquatic or anything like that, so I did forego mentioning that in too much detail. And of course there is white musk, and it does kind of possess a more clean personality. Like I said, it's not animalic in any way. And aside from that, I kind of went over everything else. Tonka bean, of course, is a star player in this as well, but I think kind of presiding or going past that tonka bean is that note of vanilla, and I would certainly consider it to be a more dominant note. Nevertheless, this is a beautiful, spicy, slightly boozy, chocolatey vanilla fragrance with this sort of pseudo suede leather in the dry down. Splendor Absolute is awesome, perfectly timed. This one is a fall and winter staple, and I'm very happy that I had the opportunity to talk about it on the channel today. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I have encountered vanilla in fragrances before, vanilla, tonka bean, chocolate, so on and so forth, but it's usually taking a more gourmand approach. Here you have the leather, you have the spices, you have the citrus, you have the driftwood, you have all of these other elements, so it does possess its own unique personality. So it doesn't go in Espiritu Double Vanille by Guerlain direction, it doesn't go in, I know there's a vanilla fragrance by Parfumum Roma, it doesn't go in that sort of a direction. It has a darker element, but it's not too dark. So it allows this fragrance to really shine in terms of its sweetness. Now, of course, this is extrait de parfum, so this is going to last you about 10 hours on skin. Projection was amazing for the first hour and a half of application. You do have that duality of citrus in the opening, which gives you a really decent projection initially. It became an elbows length scent right around hour 7.5, a skin scent right around hour 10. In terms of the versatility, totally versatile. I would wear this one in every single season, probably except for the summer, just because that vanilla and the sweetness could be cloying to some, but spring, fall, winter, perfect, totally unisex, dressed up or dressed down. It does come across very chic, fashionable, and elegant, like I mentioned, but you can really wear this one whenever you want. And I think this one will appeal to anybody of any age. The sweetness will cater to the sensibilities of somebody who's a little bit younger. The more sophisticated elements, like the spices, will cater to somebody who's a little bit older. And as far as the presentation goes, one of the more elaborate presentations I've ever seen. My final verdict on this fragrance is it is or I think it's going to be a holy grail vanilla fragrance for a lot of people. I know when it comes to Navitus Parfums, you want chocolate, you have Chocolate Queen. You want cherry, of course, you have Venom of Love. You want banana, you have Ambrosia Imperial. You want Tobacco, you have Virtus. There's a lot of options out there, but if you want a really well done, high quality vanilla, and I visited Bertrand Duchaufour, I had a tour of his lab, and I see the high quality raw materials that are being utilized in his compositions. Check out Splendeur Absolu. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you took something of value from today's episode. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.